Hello, welcome to the show. I am Lisa J. Stocks, and today I'm coming to you with our Stock Top episode slash my 2-year YouTube anniversary. I noticed that I missed it last Sunday because my official 2 years of the first time I posted a video was on December the 4th of 2022. So I decided to celebrate this Sunday as well as uh, just coming to you with my weekly live stream. So, today's topic, feel free to drop questions or comments as always. But for today's episode, I'm just going to talk about those first few videos that I put out the first 2 months, those topics that I covered, which are still um dear to me and I still are important to me and that I want to share with the community and also let you know the progress that I made on them over the last 2 years. So thank you everyone that's tuning in. Thank you, Stock Brother, Tim, Trudy, Bless Life, Vincent. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Pipeline, who was here early. Thank you so much for tuning in and thank you for chatting, of course. Um, so let me start. I think I'm going to start with the two topics that I kind of added last that I wasn't sure if I was going to even get to. But as I said, please feel free to drop any questions or if there's anything that I don't cover that you are interested in, let me know. So as I don't know if you guys are still just rolling in. So I'm just going to talk about some of those first few videos that I made, some of the topics that I covered in the first few videos that I made when I came to YouTube. And it's funny, even though I put stocks on my name and I wanted to be a stock market channel, my very first video wasn't exactly that. It was investing, but it was investing for children and not for myself. And I think that being my first video, it kind of shows where I probably thought that I was lacking the most and where I really wanted to get a good understanding was, and it must have been trying to get my daughter on board with, caught up to where I was, and that might be why she was the focus of my very first video. But the first topic I'm going to talk about is not that very first video, but another one that I did, and it was about thank you. Thank you, Rod and Gwendolyn and everybody else who just joined the chat. So, Trudy, I appreciate you. Thank you to the channel members. And I've upgraded a few people to mods. I hope you don't mind, but thank you for your help because I know that there's certain people that are here every week supporting. But okay. So the first video that I'm flashing back to is my daughter at 19 years old and she's an adult. Um, my oldest daughter, she has had an 800 plus credit score her entire life. And she got married when she was 24 years old, was able to get a mortgage along with her husband and utilities and all of that. At 19 years old, she was able to go to a dealership and secure her own car loan without a co-signer. She did talk about it. We did review it with her. She talked about it with me and her dad, but she didn't need a co-signer. We were comfortable with the loan that she was able to secure on her own. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Goga. Appreciate you. Um, and one of the things, I'm sorry, I Goga threw me off here. So let me just share. Goga's just gave me a super chat. Congratulations on 2 years. You're amazing, and it's nice to see what you've become, I think is what you meant there. Uh, so one of the reasons my daughter was able to have an 800 credit score pretty much right out of high school, starting college, and from the start is because she had a long length of credit history. And that was created by adding her onto my credit card and establishing that for her when she was young. So I still do this with my younger daughter that's a teenager now. So 2 cards I know do not have age limits are Bank of America and Citibank. So this is something that you can do for a person if your credit is in a good place and and I'm gonna go back to the chat, but I feel like if I keep acknowledging everything, I'm not gonna get my thoughts out. Um, so I can't tell you exactly at what age, but I added my daughter to my credit card. So probably by the time she was 19, she had maybe 10 years or 10 years plus of a credit history. There were also some medical bills and stuff that obviously as a parent I was paying, but those things were establishing her credit that she was paying everything on time. And this is something I wanted to mention because if your credit is in a good place, this is something that you can do. I didn't give my daughter a physical card until she was, of age, and I felt that she was responsible and I was comfortable giving her a card. I'll tell you, my older daughter, she is so conscientious. Like when I gave her the card, I remember I was out at one time and she had her little sister. She was babysitting. And I don't know what I was doing. I was out. She made sure to get in contact with me and she only wanted to spend maybe $20. She wanted to get like a pizza and a soda for her and her boyfriend and her little sister and would not spend the money until she got approval from me. So after that, we had to establish an amount of, you know, if you can reasonably, if you need to buy food or gas, you can spend this amount without having to call me, without having to reach me. But the point of the story is by putting her on the card, even though I didn't give her the physical card, putting her down as an authorized user, that was something that helped to establish her credit so that she was able to have that step up when it was time to get the mortgage. And like I said, she got married at 24. So she was ready to get that mortgage and insurance and employment. All those things that she did came maybe a little earlier in life than some others, but she was ready for it because of what we had done with trying to build her credit from a preteen. So, just wanted to mention that. That's one of my first videos that I did. Guys, if you just got in, I'm celebrating my 2-year anniversary, and how I'm doing that is I'm talking about some of the very first videos that I did when I started YouTube in those first 2 months, and that was one of them, putting my daughter down as an authorized user on my credit card. So, another one of those first videos was talking about this point that over 57 million Americans work for an employer that does not offer a retirement savings plan. So you have to, well, in my opinion, and what I'm encouraging is if you work in an industry, you work someplace that does not provide a 401k or a 403b or a pension, nothing, that you have to set that up for yourself and you have to budget, fund it, invest, and build up something for your retirement. Because I asked Chat GPT last night, what is the average Social Security amount? And they told me it was $1,920. So think about that. If you were to retire today, how much is your monthly earnings? If you were to retire today, could you live off of $1,900 per month? There's been in the last few years, they've been reporting that Social Security could be depleted by 2033. Medicare could be depleted even before then. So, how are we going to be able to take care of our older selves? Medical, housing, a vehicle, all the things that we're paying for ourselves now. How are we going to continue to do that in the future? I know that I'm gonna have to rely on the investments that I'm building up for myself now. So, if you work in an industry where it's not provided for you, you have to provide it for yourself. You could reach out to a brokerage company like Fidelity, for example, and explore the types of our IRAs that they have to create an investment account for yourself. But you can even get in contact with Social Security because I'm just giving you an average saying $1,920. Your earnings and your length of work history and all those, everyone's number is going to be different. So it could be much lower than this number. Could you live off of that? How are you going to be able to manage in the future? I don't want to be dependent upon government assistance and still not able to make ends meet. So I'm over here plugging away and trying to make sure, being mindful of my investments and making sure that they are on point and I'm contributing and checking on the performance and all of those steps so that I know that when the time comes, I truly did my best. So those are two of my first videos. Those are the two that I put down as extra that I didn't know if I was going to get to. But let me take a quick station break while I covered two topics already. Because, like I said, I didn't want to keep stopping and just kind of not be able to get a thought out. But shout out to Goga.
Thank you so much. We do greatly appreciate it.
Thank you, Goga, for the super chat. And I was watching a little bit of your show out earlier while I was doing some errands. And thank you for congratulating me during your show also. I did hear that. Okay. Thank you, Rod, for tuning in. Bless life. Okay. All right. So back to the topics that were near and dear to me that I got started on in making my first few videos on YouTube. Thank you, Jaleel, and those tuning in. If you want to chat, come over to YouTube. So, custodial accounts, a UTMA account or a 529 plan. Those are I've done a couple of videos over the last couple of years, but I think one of my very first videos was about a UTMA account. And that stands for Uniform Transfers to Minors Act. And that's the type of account that we chose for investing for our minor daughter. It fit better into our needs because I didn't necessarily want her investments tied up or only for higher education or education costs. But if you have a child, if you are a parent, an aunt, uncle, grandparent, niece, nephew, whatever children in your life, you can invest for them also. And especially now with the holidays around and all year round we spend so much money on Halloween costumes and Easter baskets and birthdays and sweet 16 and over the years and I do those things too, though that's a part of life, buying the dresses and getting ready for all the different events and things that come up. But at the same time, you can squeeze out some money for investing. If you've been here before, you've probably heard me use this reference or this example many times. My daughter has had an iPhone for the last few years, but she also has Apple stock. She's built up a few shares. We buy fractional shares in her account, which is at Fidelity, and she has Home Depot stock. She has Tesla. Her Tesla stock is up over 100% right now. So it's just something that we're building, a little start for her for the future. And I'm not saying that the amount that you put into investment has to be the same amount that you put into, some of the other things that you have going on. But it's important to me to have a balance and not let investing be skipped in the process. She has company come over. We're going to buy some Dominoes. We're going to do those things. But I also want to make sure that we're also focused on putting a little bit into investments also. So, and I make my daughter actually go, and she knows how to physically go in and buy her fractional shares. If I say, okay, $50, go in and do your investments, she knows how to physically do it. She understands a little bit about it. I said recently on a live, I think, or in one of my videos, that we were gonna be having a discussion about dividends. That hasn't happened yet, but little by little, I make sure to build on her knowledge and work with her and just make sure that she has an understanding of what I'm trying to teach her, and that she has an appreciation for it and an understanding, because I don't want her to just think like so many adults that are I see that, as soon as something happens, they're rushing to tap into their investments. I want her to understand that I'm starting this for her, and I want her investments to build and grow. So, um, and as far as the type of accounts, um, I want to you have to do a little bit of legwork on that. Like I said, 529, that's going to be for education, where a UTMA account, there's more flexibility there. But you have to, you know, get in contact with someone, explore it, figure out what's right for your needs. If you want the earnings to be against in the for the in the parent's name or in the child's name, how it affects when you go to get your FAFSA and stuff like that. I can't give you all the details, and things might change from state to state, but I encourage you to have your minds open of the opportunity that you can invest for children around you, and give them a head start. We all probably know lots of people that are struggling in their adult lives with having to pay a lot of student loans. So I see I'm falling behind in the chat. Let me see. Thank you so much, Miss Frugal. I appreciate that. Miss Frugal has been one of my channel members from the start and such a great supporter. Um, Thank you, Joe, for tuning in. I'm going to be on Joe's channel on Tuesday night. I will make sure to share that once I see it posted. And thank you, Rooted. Okay. So, okay. So, some of my other videos that I got us started with were challenges that I was in. $10 a day into VTI. I'm still doing that to this day. Since before I started the channel, I was already doing that before I even knew for sure that I was going to start a YouTube channel. And other challenges that I've done is I kind of paired all of them together, not all together, but definitely my 26-week challenge, which is a saving challenge where you save a certain amount of money per week. And what I did at one point is I paired my 26-week challenge, because I was already in a good place with my savings. I decided to pair my 26-week challenge and put it into my investment account, and then use that money, let that money build up so that I could use it for my investing over time. So once I got my 26 weeks put into my brokerage account, then I didn't have to fund it for a while. I had a good amount of money built up in there, and then I could use that for my investing. But I'm a person that loves to invest little by little. I love to just dollar cost average. So I don't always necessarily jump in with a big lump sum unless I really see a price I like and know, like, today is the day, Lisa, you have to go hard. So another saving challenge. Okay, another station break. Thank you to a brother of a certain age for gifting some channel memberships. I cannot see in StreamYard who got the memberships. Let me see if I can see it over here. Is anybody that is in the chat? Okay, so we have Daryl, Cherry, Vincent, Lewis, The Word, and Keisha H. all received gifted memberships. Congratulations to the new gifted members. I don't think anyone was in the chat right now. Oh, Vincent is here. Thank you, Vincent. Did you get the alert and come on over? We're celebrating my 2 years on YouTube, and we're going over some of my video topics that I started out on this channel. So, yeah, I really that is a big thing that I want people to know. You don't have to have a lot of money to get started. You always hear me say this, and I take my investing seriously, even if it is $5. Uh, Even if it is $5 or a $10 investment, over time, it really builds up. I've been doing, investing $10 into VTI for, I don't know, well over 100 weeks now. And, my portfolio it's several thousand dollars. It is, let's see, but what is gonna be the next topic? Okay. So $10 a day. I now have 25 shares, and the current value of that portfolio is $7,672. So you just have to stay consistent and just keep going and building and growing. That portfolio is up 31%. So I put in 5,800 and it has grown to 7,600. And it's an ETF, so I get a quarterly dividend. And it's just something that's it's a basic beginner friendly investment that I think that is a good start for anyone. So I definitely mix that in with those blue chip stocks, the Nvidia and Apple and Google and Tesla, which I've already mentioned today, but it is an investment that I'm glad that I have in my portfolio. And who knows, in time, that might be my next car, like investing with Rod. He has a plan to invest for a new car in the future. So, okay. So, guys, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you all. I feel like I'm missing something, but let me keep going. How long? Let me see. All right. Next, back in 2022, I did my first video on opening up more accounts at Discover and setting up more high yield savings accounts and a money market account. And at that time, I was saying, I have to get this going. I have to get as much money moved over there as possible because there's no reason for me to be at Bank of America with their 0.01%. And at that time, Discover's rate was 3.0. The APY was 3.0. So over time, over the last couple of the years, it climbed up to close to 5%. It's now come back down to 3.9, but I made sure that I got all of my money moved over there and got to take advantage of the last 2 years at the higher rates when it comes to savings. Nija's in the chat. Thank you, Nija, for tuning in. I see Rod saying hello to you. So, and then on the other side of that, another one of my first videos, I said I cannot carry any consumer debt. And I talked about how I had a variable rate credit card, and I looked over a certain time frame, and I could see at that time in 2022, every month or every other month my interest rate was going up. Now that continued on, like just like with the savings went up, the interest rates on the credit cards were going up. And at that time, I said my goal is to not carry any debt and make sure that I have money in the emergency fund, which I was going to be holding at Discover to battle any debt that hit my credit card because it couldn't stay sitting on my credit cards because those rates were going up. So that is something, these are things that I did put into action, and I see how it has benefited me over the last couple of years. Um, Having an emergency fund, always talking about that. Without that, that's what's gonna without that, you're gonna be looking at your investments as the solution to your problems. You're gonna be having to carry debt when something comes up because you're not gonna have a way to get it paid off by the closing date of that credit card. So, make sure to prioritize having enough money available, liquid, in order to deal with whatever it is. There's always something that happens. The roof is leaking, the car breaks down, something. So be ready to deal with it so that we're not having to carry that interest. And um, even though we should be on the other side now where the interest rates could be coming down when it comes to your credit cards accounts, but I've never personally tracked it in that way. Like these last 2 years, I've been kind of more than the last 2 years, but being on YouTube helps me and keeps me more mindful to track things even more because I want to share and I want to, I want to just have you on the journey with me. And as I'm figuring things out and I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing the best in my life, I wanted to be sharing it with you guys. So it's made me more mindful of all the different things that I'm talking about because I want to win and I want us all to win. So I already talked a little bit about, uh, getting on board with buying fractional shares. So I mentioned VTI, but over the last couple of years, I've done other challenges. And when I say a challenge, um, I mostly join the challenges through Keenan sorry, I'm getting a little tongue twisted. I mostly join the challenges through Keenan Grace's Discord, and with that, in there was a chat that I could share weekly, daily. I could post and get encouragement and have other people to talk to and see what other people were investing into. But when I say a challenge, it's just like with anything else. Um, I still call them my challenges, even though I've been doing them for years. I still refer to them as my challenge. But in time, when you stick with something like that, you create a new habit, and that's what matters. And once you start to get on track with something, you should, in time, usually, if you commit to something, you might need a push in the beginning. It might be hard, or you have to get used to it. You have to like build up that stamina and just make it a routine in your life. But in time, once you do it and once it's a part of life, then it makes it easier to stick to it. So I I call it a challenge, but certain things are just a part of my life now, and investing is one of them, and making sure that I keep on top of my investments and contribute on a regular basis, even if it is a small amount. I want to make sure to always be contributing to my investments. So another challenge that I did was starting my passive income portfolio, but they were all the basic same concept of let me get in here, let me do this for 10 weeks or 15 weeks. And then from there, I just kept it going. And I'm still doing these challenges till today. I'm not currently doing a 26-week challenge, like a savings challenge. But my investing challenges, yes, I still do them. But I feel like I'm in I had gotten to a pretty good place with savings, so that wasn't my priority. But if something big comes up where, something significant, like say a $2,000 car repair or something, if I have to pull that much out of savings, then I will be working to, you know, build it back up again so that I'm ready for the next thing that comes up. So, what else do we have here? Inflation, recession, and cashback strategies. So I'm new to a certain community. I see a couple of the community members are in the chat, Rod and Joe. I am not as I'm not really what I I didn't know how what a novice I was when it comes to credit cards until starting to watch some of their videos and seeing how they, navigate using credit cards, but I I'm I I'm laughing over here, somebody saying they're trying to grow out their beard like Keenan's. Uh, okay, so with the credit cards, I am pretty basic when it comes to my credit cards. I don't have any credit cards that I even pay, like an annual fee. All of my credit cards are, they don't have that. They're free for me to use, but I do make sure to, kind of, how would you say? Making sure to maximize and be smart about, taking advantage of my rewards, strategic about how to make sure that I'm not leaving any money on the table. So I have different credit cards. I have cash back and I have some points rewards cards. I don't travel a lot, so travel is not my biggest aim in my using of my credit cards. But obviously, if it's something I use, if it's JetBlue Airlines or a certain hotel, I'm gonna sign up for whatever they offer. But when it comes to my credit cards, I'm not necessarily that is not my main focus. What I do is I just let my cash back build up. I make sure that I'm using the like if I have it on a particular card on 3% cash back for gas, for example, I'm going to make sure that, I use that for and make sure I always use that card when I go to buy gas. But if there's a different promotion, which I recently had a couple of them for a particular gas station, this card was giving 7% cash back. So I had to shift it and say, okay, had to remember I'm using the Chase card right now because if I go to this particular gas station that is very close to my house, right in between my house and my daughter's house, actually, I can, you know, save a little bit of money there. So I can shift perhaps the points, the 3% points that I usually have on my gas rewards card to something else. So I I don't know what level you guys are at when it comes to credit cards and what you guys think about what I'm talking about here. But when I use my cards, I try to use my credit cards. I'm a credit card person. I try to use my credit cards for everything because I know that all of my cards have some type of reward that I'm gonna get for using them. So I use my credit cards to pay my my car insurance, any utilities, anything that it doesn't cost me an additional fee or anything like that to use my credit card, I'm gonna use it. My internet for the house, anything that I can use my credit card for, I use it. And those are the things I just mentioned, those are basic bills. So as soon as I charge it, I'm then paying my credit card bill. So it's just a matter of I have to get my points, I have to get my rewards. So, that's something that I do, and that's something that I did a video about way back when. So, guys, any of these are these all things that you've been doing in your financial journey along the way these last couple of years? Let me take a break and take a look at the comments. So Rod is saying, take a look at the Discover card and the Citi Custom Cash card. Both have no annual fee with 5% cash back. Okay, okay. And another thing I haven't done is, which I see some people do, is I'm not quick to open a new account. I haven't opened a new credit card account in a long time. So it's not something I do like on a every year basis. I've been using some of my accounts for, over 10 years. So Stock Brother is saying he does the same thing. He uses credit cards for everything. Yeah. 'Cause if you and if and there's also the safety of it too, using your credit card as opposed to your debit card, which will be, attached to your account, but my point in doing it is to get the rewards. Let me see. Anthony, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so Bedring the Bacon is sharing that she has one for travel, the Delta Sky Miles, and everyday card for bill, gas, etcetera. Yeah. So, yeah, I know I can probably do better, especially when it comes to gas. I hear, there's other things that I could be pairing with it. Um, but, there's certain things we need all of these things. I have to buy groceries. I have to put gas in the car. So, any reward, little cash back points that I can build up, I don't want to leave that on the table. And when it comes to my points, what I usually do is let my points build up and then I'll get gift cards. I prefer, if I can, get gift cards for like Walmart, and then I'll go to the super Walmart with, say, $250 worth of gift cards. And I can do shopping, get all the, stock the house, get some laundry detergent, some groceries, some paper products, and all of that. And then for that particular whatever couple of weeks or that month, then that eases my budget so I can use that cash that I would have used to pay my credit card bills. I can then use it for investing or saving or something else because I was able to, you know, just use those use the gift cards in order to get rid of some of my expenses. Okay, Rod and Anthony trying to recognize each other because Rod's in here. Rod comes to visit me with his Investing with Rod name. Rod has like 5 channels. Okay, so guys, do you have any questions? I'm kind of scrolling up in the chat right now. Thank you, geeky girl Andrea, for tuning in. Portola. Okay, let me go back to the. Okay. So, oh, I see Prez in the chat. Hey there, Prez. We are celebrating. We are celebrating my 2-year YouTube anniversary. I'm just talking about some of the topics that I covered as a beginner YouTuber and where the progress that I made. And I think everything that I touched on of those first few videos, a lot of the things I'm still doing. I'm definitely, even though the high yield savings account it's the rates are coming down, still 3.9, I'm going to take the 3.9. As opposed to my local credit union or bank, still a great choice that I made by uh prioritizing having those accounts set up. And my investing, of course, my daughter's investing, yes, uh, all of it. Using my credit cards, getting my cash back, all of these things are still important to me. And, just like I started off talking about having my oldest daughter, as an authorized user, I've been doing the same thing for my teenage daughter now. So she has quite a few years of established history. And, you know, and I know for sure, I'm not just saying that she's had, uh, an 800 credit score, and as though she has talked to me and my son-in-law has talked to me, and they see the difference. They see the difference in what her credit score was and what she is able to do as opposed to uh her peers at the same age, because of what we were working on with having her as an authorized user and working on those other bills that happened to be in her name, but we were always on top of them, and it helped her credit score in the long run. Hopefully we can get on a community live one day together. Yes, Anthony, that would be great. I think there's one coming up soon. Keisha, you are one of the new gifted members. Congratulations and thank you. Okay. Prez is oversleeping. Get that rest. You got a shift tonight? We gearing up for we're gearing up for 2025. Yes, we are. We are. Let's get ready. Let's finish 2024 strong and have our plans set for 2025. We should all, um, well, I can't say we should all. I'm excited. I'm excited. I am ready to continue and just keep plugging away. And, I know that when I say these numbers or I'm up this much on this account and that account, I know it's all unrealized at this point, but I'm glad to be in it. I'm glad to see it building. I don't think I'm in any company that's gonna, things are gonna turn around. And if it does, I have my eyes open. And but it's great to have so many positions in my portfolio that I've put the work in over the last few years and see them now 40, 40 to 50, 60. Tesla is just killing it right now. I think every portfolio that I have that has Tesla in it, my Tesla position is up over 100%. Amazon over 70. Like, I'm glad that I've been putting in the work and, I'm not gonna another this is not anything from those first few videos, but it's something that I've touched on here is that, sometimes you get into a place where, uh you don't wanna mess up your average. There's none of that. We have to just keep moving forward because, like, I can't tell you off the top of my head how many times it seems like it was especially these last few weeks, how many times has the S&P 500 hit an all-time high? How many times has Amazon and Apple and Tesla, so many of these, hit an all-time high recently? So when it comes to 2020, when we're at the end of 2026, we can't be over here trying to what could have happened between now and the end of 2026, another 2 years. Um, we can't be over here trying to hold on to what's going on today because there's going to be more all-time highs. There's going to be lots of growth, and just like they say uh, with buying your lotto tickets, you if you don't play, you can't win. We have to be in it to win. We have to be focused and dedicated and mindful of our investment choices, but hopefully we make good sound investment choices. And it's not a gamble. Like, I'm over here jokingly talking about the lotto, but I don't feel that sound investing is in gamble. The market is going to have its ups and downs, and uh, but in time it will recover. And that's what I mean about making sure that you are in those good, sound investments. And if you don't want to pick those individual investments, a good sound ETF that's going to grow and build and give you that quarterly dividend. And if there is a recession or some catastrophic thing that happens, like we go into lockdown, in time, the market recovers and so will your portfolio. And those are the times that we have to, like, just see the big picture and to continue to put in the work so that at the end of the day, we are in a good place. Eddie's here too. Thank you, Eddie, for tuning in. I saw you posted on your community wall. Congratulations to me earlier. Okay, so, oh, okay. Prez is expanding the portfolio. MO, Walmart. Yes. Walmart. Walmart is one I wish I had just bought some Walmart or Costco instead of Target, but, it's okay. It's okay. Everything's not gonna be perfect. My portfolio is not perfect. Everything in there is not green, but I have created a good balance, and that is what matters, and everything and I must have when I look at my portfolio, I can see that those investments that have not really taken off and performed the way that I wanted, the Disney and the Target and a couple of other things, they're very small positions. They are very small positions 'cause, my target position is 2.5% of my total portfolio. So, I'm still holding, waiting for it to turn around. I will probably then move it to something like an MO or AVGO, um, as opposed to that, but it's okay, and that's what investing is about knowing when to cut your losses and knowing how to build a good, strong, sound portfolio. So, okay. All right. So, guys, any questions, please drop them in the chat. Again, what's been your most unlikely stock to outperform? I remember seeing some folks kill it on Elf Beauty. Mm, unexpected. I don't have anything that listen, I don't know that my portfolio has anything. I would say I really can't say that I've invested into anything that outperformed and surprised me. If anything, some of the free stocks that I get when people use my link and signed up, I wish I had taken those more seriously and said, "Hmm, what is this?" and invested heavily into them because have been over the years some really, crazy ones in there. Like, let me put up one, for example. Let's see. $1.52. So there's a investment that I got for free. It's called, Permin Resources, and I was given a share. The share price was $1.52 each, and now it's 14.57. But nothing that I invested into. It was something that was a free stock. Um, but yeah, I can't say that anything uh surprised me because like I started investing into Amazon and Nvidia and certain things when they were established already. I expected a good performance from having them in my portfolio. Always getting those free GE stocks. Oh, you always get free GE. Usually when people use my Weeble link, they always give me Ford, which is something I did not continue keeping in my portfolio. Ford stock, it was just go from $10 up towards 20 and back down again. It wasn't anything that I wanted to build up in my portfolio, but that's something I often get was Ford. So, but I've sold it all and don't have any right now. Okay. Why not is asking about having your child on a store credit card. I've never added my daughter to a store credit card. If anything, you know how the store credit cards now have most of them have a credit card, like a Visa or a MasterCard logo on them. That's the type of I never added her like to my Macy's account or my Best Buy account. I've only added her to a major credit card in order to do what I was, sharing about building credit. But if those type of cards offer authorized user, you can explore that and ask them the questions. I'm just not familiar with it. Okay, just trying to take a look at the chat. All right. Yep, Ford and Snap. Oh, Snapchat, yeah, that was another, oh, Snapchat, it doesn't look like it's doing well, I don't know when you got yours, but it doesn't look like it's doing much. Spotify, that's one that really, took off. But the tech stocks that I just covered in my last video, Broadcom, SoundHound, Taiwan Semi, Micron, of course, Palantir, because we all that's one that I think a lot of us that's been like a, one of those fan favorites. People have been watching it and in and out of it for the last 2 years, but for to see it go from the teens to um up to in the 60s, well, in the 70s now. So those tech stocks, the AI stocks, um, are what really has been driving and thriving when it comes to the market, and we all can see why with, the technology and the autonomous vehicles and the robots, and, we're seeing it in our everyday lives with the with the self-checkout and the whatever. The security guard is a robot, the thing cleaning the floor is a robot. I've never been to a restaurant where they have a robot serving the food, but there's just everything, they're just it's just a technology, everything, everywhere. You go into McDonald's and there's a board for you to order your food because they don't want to have employees for as many things as possible. But guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in to my stock talk episode slash 2 year anniversary celebration. I appreciate you. And I really haven't, I kind of skipped over all the monetization. I definitely skipped over the 1 year on YouTube, but I decided to acknowledge this because it's been a long road, um, and I'm ready to keep going. And I just wanted to you know, just share with you a recap of some of those topics and see if you guys have any new topics that you have on your mind that you would like to see more of, whether it's live or in videos. Make sure to share those in the comments. Um, and I will be reaching out to you, Rod, so that we can collab. I think you're back to a regular schedule. Nija, appreciate you. Thank you for that message. I don't know if my thing is not working. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, Prez, don't you gotta go to work? Isn't it work time? All right, guys. So drop me some questions or comments or, something in the chat. Let me know where you're at. What things did I cover are that you still have to work on? What areas are you working on? Are you working on retirement? Are you like me where you want some in retirement and some in early retirement? What are your priorities when it comes to investing? Okay, I guess Prez has got to go to work, but he's going to keep me going on and listen to me in his earbuds on his way to work. Uh, hey Peachy, I see you over there. Thanks for tuning in. So, yes, guys, I think I'm in the same place that I was. I'm still doing all of the same things. I'm still building up my knowledge. I tell you, it was a long time before I mentioned it, but another thing is trading because I'm still the same person that I was when I started with this, sharing my journey and being I still would describe myself as pretty much 90 to 95% investor and just a little bit trader. I need to work on putting a larger focus on having a few investments. Okay, that's investing with Rod is sharing that. Steve is sharing that his focus is retirement. Okay, Bortola, my goal is to make 84K a month. Comes out to a million for 1 year. Phew, my I think I could get by with, I would be plenty happy with even uh 6 per month, especially if my house is paid off. I don't need anything too extreme and lavish. Working on my grandchildren's portfolio, the one. Okay, okay. What kind of investment accounts do your grandchildren have? I definitely need to focus on trading in 2025. All right, Rod, we have to talk about why that is. Why you want more trading in your life as opposed to more investing. But okay, sorry, just taking a look back in the chat to see if there's anything that I missed. All right, Anthony is sharing that he's gone to the buffet and had robots delivering sushi. Yeah. Yeah, Press is the one who told me about the robot security guards in the supermarket. I'm focused on my kids' custodial IRA accounts. Oh, your children have my custodial IRA. Custodial, so they have to have their own earned income for that? Um, uh, Nija? Joining from Goga's community. Oh, Goga's done with his live. Let's see, trying to crack 2 milli. Well, you wanna share more about that stock, brother? Is that net worth? Is there property in that, or is that just all cash and investments? Or just cash? Thanks for tuning in, Eve. So, guys, have you ever done a savings challenge before? Do you agree with what I was saying about forming a new habit? If not investing, if not necessarily an investing or savings challenge, is there anything that you've done that you committed to in order to build a new habit? We probably most of us have done it when it comes to like working out or maybe eating differently, but I'll tell you, the one that has really stuck with me, um, and I think in time became easy for me is really sticking to my investments because you really see the rewards. Not to say that you don't see the rewards from working out, but working out is hard. It's hard work. It is hard work. Staying committed to getting up and keeping up with all of doing some of the things that you don't like. I love leg day. That's my favorite. Now when it's upper body day, I'm not so enthusiastic. Yes, my kids have their own earned income from studies. They are 7 and 15, starting them off now with it. Yeah, so my daughter, I haven't we haven't gotten to that stage yet of having, and that type of account because she hasn't had her own earning income. I do have my own company, but I don't have her. She's not listed as an employee of my company and she's not working yet. So that's something that we'll have to move up to in the future. Yes, building that routine, building a strong routine. A personal investor kids account, child under 18. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me just take a look again. I want to say thank you to Goga for the super chat, Miss Frugal, as well as a brother of a certain age for gifting 5 memberships. And I will be sending a message to the new members, and I will, be putting out some new content for you guys. But thank you for giving a thumbs up. I hope everyone has been doing that. I don't think I've said that once today. I have so much on my mind. Uh, so guys, if you haven't already, please give me a thumbs up and let me know what number you are if you just put it in so I can see what the total is. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat because I have pretty much gone through my topic that I had prepared for the day. So, do you guys, oh, Nora, hey, Nora, thanks for tuning in. Okay, Gary, thank you for that. So Gary's letting me know, oh, number 39. Well, 2 of you are saying you're number 39. Y'all must have been hitting it at the same time there. Thank you. Thank you for the update. I appreciate that. But again, I will be coming to you soon with more videos. And I'm going to keep to my 3 o'clock time slot for our live streams. I like my live streams to be jam packed, and like I said, I went through everything I kind of had my head around to talk about for today. If you guys have any questions, please drop them in the chat. Any thoughts on XRP? Listen, guys, I got a little too ambitious with my orders that I had in for XRP. And I have an order sitting here for that I put in at 189. I put this in, I think, last Monday on the 9th. And XRP, it came down to about 193, and I had an order for 189 that did not get filled because I was just a little too ambitious with that order that I placed in order to, just I went down a few cents too much. But when it dipped down on Monday, I'm not sure exactly why. I know that after the episode of 60 Minutes had aired on Sunday, I saw, and I have alerts set up for XRP right now because it's something that I had my eye on, and I want to buy it on the lowest dip possible. But yeah, just, if I had been watching it, I could have upped my order just a little bit, but that's just a way that on certain investments, I have orders by the amount that I wanna get them at, and yeah, didn't get that XRP filled. It's still sitting there though, but I don't know how much longer I'm gonna leave it. I might have to up it a little bit, maybe to 95 in case it does come down again, but, just a way I go about. Thank you, Nora, for gifting a membership. Let me take a look on my phone and see. I don't know why StreamYard does not show me who gets the gifted memberships. So I don't know if I can see over here. Oh, Kiki Adventures, one of my community members. Great, thank you. Okay. Prez is saying, I played the crypto cycle wrong, but you live and learn. Okay, let's see. Load up on Bitcoin. It's going to be 250K inside trading giving you the heads up. I see you put 250. I put the K in there for you. Yes, that's what I'm hoping for. Okay, are you preparing your portfolio and your audience for the new year? Still focusing on still focusing on starting to invest or growth or both? I'm not sure if I understand your question, Buffer International. I don't understand your question. How am I preparing my portfolio? Let me see if you're still here, if you said anything else. No, I don't see anything else. Basically, you should have been buying heavily during the crypto winter. XRP was like 40 cents. Yeah, I can't go back to when XRP was 40 cents or 60 cents, but like other things, everybody has a different starting point. And if you think that buying XRP at $2 is not worth it, if you don't see the future in it, then, just like with any other investment, I don't have an end price for how long I'm going to hold. I would be holding XRP for, but I'm considering it a long-term hold, not a trade. But it won't be a huge position. But I will be holding it. I'm not trying to just get in and out quickly on that one. Okay. Rod is saying to check out XLM. Okay, then the entry price should not matter. The token count does. All right. So guys, thank you for being here to celebrate this milestone with me. As I said, I'm not going anywhere. This is just still the beginning. I feel like I definitely have a lot of growing to do, improvements to make, but it's been a great 2 years, and I'm glad that, you've been here with me on this journey. Thank you to, TSM for making my music and my beats for me, and again, thank you to Goga, Miss Frugal, and for their super chats, A Brother of a Certain Age, and Nora for gifting memberships today, and I'm gonna let us end with, a newer song that you might not have heard that was made for me. And I will see you next week. I'll see you throughout the week. Have that notification bell on for my videos throughout the week, and I will be back live next Sunday. Stock it up, 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 stock it up. It's Lisa J Stocks. It's Lisa J Stocks. It's Lisa J Stocks. It's Lisa J Stocks. Stock it up, 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 stock it up. It's Lisa J Stocks. It's Lisa J Stocks. It's Lisa J Stocks. It's Lisa J. Yeah. Like, share, subscribe.